Hey everyone, Bex and Kobe here, reporting in for days 24 and 25 of Kobe's settling in journey. Kobe's pet training continues to go really well. He is getting really good at those loose leash games, sort of out and about around the property and even down the driveway a little bit, so that's cool. He loves Find It, and he's getting really good at that sort of close spinny. And the other thing, we had a bit of a milestone today in that we went into the chicken enclosure, and so I just popped Kobe's muzzle on and took really good treats. So that was roast lamb. He's a real fan of lamb, and he was awesome. So we got really close to the chickens and he just wanted the lamb, so we were in there for probably 3 or 4 minutes. Nothing didn't push our luck or anything, and he just basically got lots of treats while in there. I thought tonight we would talk about creating good sleep routines, and obviously that's such an important part of settling these guys in. Good boy. That definitely a topic that we need to cover. So the first thing when thinking about where your greyhound's going to sleep is to make sure it's cozy. So have they got blankets? Are they going to be warm enough? Is their bed really comfortable? Kobe's here sleeps in a crate, and he's got a dog bed in there obviously, and then 3 blankets. So there's 2 that are kind of rolled up and scooch around the edges, and then 1 that he can sort of nest with and play with, and he really likes to burrow in under those blankets. The other thing with creating good sleep is that your dog needs stimulation through the day, so that's exercise and training. They do need to actually be tired to sleep well. With settling in a new dog, I'm a fan of giving them company for the first few nights. His crate's set up in the lounge, and so he had company in the lounge for the first few nights, and he slept well from the get-go, and we just removed the people once we thought he was going to be pretty good, and he is fantastic. He sleeps through the night and don't hear a peep out of him. So that's a nice way to sort of set your dog up if you do want them to sleep sort of out in the lounge area. So the other thing, so when actually setting them up to go to bed, is thinking about your evening routine. So something that's really good for encouraging sleep is mental stimulation. So when you think about mental stimulation, it needs to be something that's going to challenge the dog mentally, but also in a calming way. So it's not the time to start playing sort of fetch games or throwing squeaky toys around or that kind of thing, because though it will physically tire your dog out, it's also really amping activity. So some things are like licking and chewing, and some mental games. So Cobes and I will demonstrate one. There's actually a blog that I've written about this on our website, and I'll pop a link into it. It's usually one of the first things I like to teach dogs, and for some reason I haven't got to it with him, but that's cool. We'll have a go tonight. If your dog is in a bad routine, whether they're waking up too early or maybe barking in the middle of the night or that kind of thing, there's a couple of ways you can deal with it. They're waking up in the middle of the night and barking. You can definitely, in the early days, get up and see if they need to go to the bathroom, take them out to the toilet. But when you do it, be really calm and really non-engaging. So that really sort of cool, calm, collected body language with not much engagement. So we're not talking to the dog, it's just matter of fact, we're just going to go and get the business done and back to bed. So it's really boring. If they're getting up too early, often we've had some really good success recently with the greyhound that was getting up too early, and all that involved was the people setting an alarm clock and setting it sort of 5-10 minutes later each morning, so the dog started to learn that when the alarm went off, that was when they were getting up. So that worked really well, sort of inching it out gradually. The other thing you can do is just ignore it. So we already talked about dogs learn on practicing behaviours to find out if they're rewarding it or not. So if they bark and carry on in the middle of the night and you get up to them in the middle of the night and you're engaging with them in a really fun way and they're getting attention, then that's rewarding that behaviour. It's rewarding for the dog. So if we ignore that behaviour, and often if this is happening and you decide you're going to ignore it, it can escalate for a little bit, so they may try harder, but generally with stuff like that, if you ignore it, it will go away. So if it's really out of character for your dog to sort of make noise and carry on in the night, it's definitely worth getting up to investigate in that situation. But if you're just trying to sort of get rid of some bad habits, then ignoring can be the way to go there. But if you're having any issues, just get in touch and we'll be able to have a chat about your situation. So anyway, on to what we're going to, our training activity for the evening. This is a basic Leave It. So I love this game. Again, I will put a link to the blog that's got sort of some pictures on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a treat in my hand. And I do like doing this when the dog's laying down. Yes. So he's just, yes. He's going to get rewarded as soon as he takes his nose away from my hand. Yes. With treats in the other hand that I've hidden behind my back. And so at the moment I've got a closed fist. As they get better at this, you can open the fist. So you can see there he's thinking, he's really engaging his little peanut brain. Yes. So this is a great activity, yes, to do with your dogs in the evening to make them think, and it's also really handy, yes. You can see how I just made that a little bit harder by opening. I wasn't really quick enough to reward there. He's so quick, he knows that the treats are in the other hand. Yes. So from this, you can build up to, yes, good boy. Build up to all sorts of fun tricks, like treats on the paws, yes. You can, once they're really good at it, yes. You can add the cue leave or whatever you want your leave cue to be. So what we're looking for, yes, good boy. And I don't know if you caught that little, yeah, he's using his brain now. That little moment where they kind of pause, they kind of come back and they pause. It's like they're having a little light bulb moment. Yes. Yes, good boy. Good lad. He's clever. Yes. Awesome. Well, Coase has done pretty well at that. And oh boy. So we'll leave you with that tonight, team. Hope everyone is going well. And take care, and we'll catch up soon.